Hey there, it's Lila. These days, you can find bike sharing services in cities all over the world, and Tokyo is no exception. It's actually a really convenient way to get around, and today I'm going to show you how to make the most of Tokyo's bike sharing system. Whether you're looking to explore some hidden spots that might not be easy to reach by train or just want a more relaxed way to take in the city, biking can give you that freedom. So, if that sounds interesting, stick around, I've got a lot of useful tips for you today. Tokyo has two main bike sharing options you'll notice right away. There are the red bikes from Docomo Bike Share, and then there's Loop, which offers both green bikes and scooters. Both services are app-based and available in English, which is really helpful. But here's something important if you're visiting from abroad: this part tends to catch people off guard. If you don't have a Japanese mobile phone number, you won't be able to register for these bike share services through the app. Even if you're using a foreign number with roaming, it still won't work. This is to prevent misuse from overseas, which makes sense, but it can be frustrating if you're a visitor trying to rent a bike. But don't worry, I've found a solution for you. I'll walk you through how to rent a bike even if you don't have a Japanese phone number. Plus, I'll explain the basics of using the system, from how to unlock the bikes to where you can ride them. Also, I'll be sharing some of the key traffic rules you need to know to avoid any trouble on the road. And in my next video, I'll be sharing a report on using a rental bike to explore Asakusa's double-decker bus route. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for that. Okay, so by the end of this video, you'll know how to rent a bike in Tokyo without a Japanese phone number, how to use a one-day pass if you do have a phone number, how to unlock bikes with the app if you've got everything set up, the basic cycling rules in Japan that you'll need to follow. If you have any questions while watching, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I always do my best to answer your questions or point you in the right direction. Alright, let's start with the most common issue for visitors: no Japanese phone number. If you're traveling in Japan, you probably don't have one, right? But don't worry. You can still rent a bike, and here's how. The key is using a one-day pass from Docomo Bike Share. The best part is that you don't need a phone number at all, and the cost is 2,200 yen for the entire day. Now, I want to clear up some confusion. If you've searched online, you've probably seen that you can buy a one-day pass at convenience stores and start using it right away. But here's the catch: that's not entirely true. The pass you buy at a convenience store actually requires a Japanese phone number for SMS verification, which means, if you don't have one, you're out of luck with that pass. Don't fall for that, it'll just waste your time and money. Instead, if you don't have a Japanese phone number, you'll need to go to one of about 30 locations in Tokyo that sell the one-day pass in person. These spots are scattered throughout the city, and when you buy the pass, you'll be given a special IC card. This card works just like the app, but without the need for a phone number. When you purchase it, you'll need to show ID and fill out a simple form at the shop counter. This card is valid for 1 year from the date of purchase and is good for a single day's use. If you're unable to use it due to inclement weather, you may use it on your next trip to Tokyo within a year of purchase. Here's something important: the one-day pass is only valid from midnight to 11:59 p.m. on the same day. It's not based on when you start using it, so if you start at noon, it'll still expire at midnight. Think of it like Cinderella: no matter what time you start, your pass will turn into a pumpkin at 11:59 p.m. So, plan accordingly. There's a link to the list of sales locations in the description below. And I recommend calling ahead before you go, just to make sure they're still selling the passes. Some locations might stop unexpectedly, so it's better to be safe than sorry. Oh, and if you're flying into Narita Airport, you're in luck, you can buy the pass at the travel center in Terminal 1. And, by the way, they also handle JR pass exchanges and Shinkansen reservations there. So you can knock out a couple of things at once if you need to. Once you have the IC card, you can rent bikes without the app. Just tap the card at any bike port, and you're good to go. If you're wondering where the bike ports are located, you can find them using the link I've provided. Sometimes, especially during rush hours or late at night near busy areas, bike ports might be empty, so it's a good idea to plan ahead. If you can't find a port near your hotel or destination, try searching another area. If you use Google Maps, just type in Docomo Bike Share, and you'll see the nearest available bikes and ports. The numbers next to the port show how many bikes are available for rental and how many spaces are open for returns. One thing you definitely want to check before choosing a bike is the battery level. The bikes are electric, so a good battery is essential. A full charge can take you anywhere from 40 to 70 kilometers on flat terrain. But keep in mind that Tokyo isn't exactly flat, there are quite a few hills, so your range might be a little shorter. When you get to the bike port, just check the battery indicator on the bike to see how much juice it has left. Once you've chosen your bike, all you need to do is tap your IC card on the sensor, and you're ready to ride. You don't have to return the bike to the same port where you rented it, so if you get tired, you can drop it off at any port and take the train back to your hotel. Super convenient, right? Now, here's something to keep in mind: just because a bike is sitting at a port doesn't mean it's available. People using the app can reserve bikes, and if one is reserved, your card won't unlock it. If that happens, just pick another bike and try again. For those of you who do have a Japanese phone number, the process is a little easier. Here's how you can get a one-day pass through the website. First, go to the link in the description below and select Tokyo as your area. Then, enter your email address, name, and the number of bikes you want to rent. After you receive a verification code via email, you'll need to input your Japanese phone number and verify it with an SMS code. Once that's done, you can enter your credit card details to complete the payment. It costs 1,650 yen per person if you pay online, which is a bit cheaper than the in-person pass. After that, you'll receive a 4-digit code to unlock your bike. Be sure to take a screenshot of it because you'll need it for the whole day. If you have a Japanese phone number, the simplest way to rent a bike is by using the app. The cost is 165 yen for the first 30 minutes, and then 165 yen for each additional 30 minutes after that. Once you've downloaded the app, you'll need to register. You'll be asked to provide your email address, Japanese phone number, and a credit card. Keep in mind that one phone number can only be linked to one bike, so if you're traveling in a group and not everyone has a Japanese phone number, using a one-day pass MIG. To rent a bike, go to a port, enter the bike number you want to rent into the app, and you'll receive a 4-digit passcode to unlock it. Press the Start button, enter the 4-digit code, and hit the Enter button to unlock. If the bike has a round QR code plate, press the Start button. You can just scan the code with your phone to unlock the key. Sometimes, even if a bike is physically at the port, it might not be available if someone else has reserved it through the app. In that case, you'll need to choose another bike. Since you have the app, I highly recommend using the reservation feature. Choose your desired port, check the battery levels of the available bikes, and make a reservation. Your reservation will be held for 20 minutes. If the time runs out, you can extend it by making another reservation. Some ports are larger with plenty of bikes, while others are smaller with only a few. If you arrive at your destination and find the port is full, you won't be able to return the bike, and you'll keep getting charged. So be sure to plan ahead and check the availability. A useful feature of the app is that you can also reserve a spot for returning the bike. Once you reserve it, you'll have 30 minutes to return the bike without any issues. By the way, in one of my previous videos, I talked about getting a SIM card with a Japanese phone number. If you're interested, you can scan the QR code in that video to download a PDF with all the details on where to get a SIM card that includes a phone number. Now, let's talk about some of the basic traffic rules in Japan because they're a bit different from what you might be used to. First of all, bikes ride on the left side of the road, just like cars. Officially, only children, parents riding with children, and seniors are allowed to ride on sidewalks. However, you'll find that there are bike lanes in certain areas where you can ride on the sidewalk legally. When making a right turn at an intersection, you'll need to do it in 2 stages, which means you'll cross the road in 2 separate moves rather than diagonally. It might feel a little awkward at first, but that's the safest and legal way to do it. Riding against traffic is illegal, so make sure to stay on the correct side of the road. Wearing a helmet is recommended, especially for kids, but it's not mandatory for adults. If you're renting a bike, keep in mind that there's no age limit, but there is a height requirement. You need to be at least 145 centimeters to use the bikes. Also, using your phone while riding is illegal, so I suggest getting a phone holder for your bike if you need to check maps or directions. And if it rains, you'll want a raincoat. Holding an umbrella while riding is also against the law in Japan. There are fines for things like riding with an umbrella, riding drunk, riding double, or using your phone while biking, so make sure to follow the rules. One great thing about Docomo Bike Share is that it comes with insurance, though there are limits. If you get into an accident or run into any trouble, just call this number. They offer support in English and Chinese with an interpreter. Alright, so that's how to use Tokyo's bike share system. Even though Tokyo has one of the best public transport systems in the world, sometimes biking gives you a different experience. You can check out those small side streets and see a more local side of Tokyo that you might miss otherwise. If this video was helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I'll be sharing more tips and insights in upcoming videos, and next time, I'll walk you through my day exploring the Asakusa area on a rental bike and the double-decker bus route. See you.